All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarah Soon said he kick back. Get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to the Sarah Soon said YouTube page, a dynamic page. Y'all know what it is. Black Power, Black Frequency. If you're feeling that frequency and energy, you should most definitely join. Link right down in the video description. Click that link. You'll get a introduction video rundown on the memberships, what they entail. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sarah Soon Seti YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. It's going down, family. It's going down Sunday, March 17th. That's right. Luciferian rituals of the Black Illuminati, Black Hollywood, and hip hop. Man, I'm going in, man. I got some shocking information. We gonna go deep with it. Y'all already know the general is one of the masters on the Freemasonry, Black Illuminati. And if I ain't blew your mind by now, I'm gonna blow it come March 17th. I wouldn't dare have you miss it. You can click the it's down in the video description. You click it. Matter of fact, Ray, if you out there, if you could get it, matter of fact, I get it. Matter of fact, let me get it right. Let me get it right now. Let me get it right now. Let me get it right now. I should have had it, but I just popped it up there and I want to, it's time to get it, get family, in the house. Time to get them in the house. Uh-oh, here we go, right here. Here we go. Let me get it in there for you. Yeah, let me drop it in there. All right. All right. So yeah, family, click that link and we'll talk about it as we move along. And yeah. And so everybody ring the alarm, kingseti.com, online marketplace, official General Sarah Soon Seti DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories for every room in the house. I got something for your family. Get you a discount, shop and save and shop. You know, everybody, pull the fire alarm, generalseti.com, SETI University, over 1,500 videos of all subjects, history, occult, spirituality, nation building. We got it for you. We got the master teachers, over 40 different subjects. There's not another website on the planet that can compare. You need to get over there, become a member. Generalseti.com, SETI University, and everybody knows SETI popping on Patreon. 100 and over 500 exclusive live streams, two raw for YouTube. You know, when I'm on there, I go live, so every video is a live stream. You get a chance to see the general in his visual. You know, when I'm throwing my magnificent visuals up there, that's what you want. Then you should get on Patreon, because that's where it's at, family. All my peoples out there that donate to me, I thank you. I appreciate the fact that you appreciate me. Any of the family would like to donate to the hardworking general, link in the video description, in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarah Soon Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends, and comment. Just don't say nothing stupid, because I will ban your ass. Now, see, here we go. Old Katt Williams went his ass up on Joe Rogan, and this nigga, I knew he was a space cadet. See, I knew it. I knew the nigga, and see how this shit come, in dominoes. This nigga go up there and say that no humans had anything to do with the pyramids, that aliens built them. You see, aliens built. See, that just show you how far this nigga mind. You see, you thinking he knows something. Everybody say, oh, he's exposing, and this nigga is what he exposing. You see, in Joe Rogan, a Neanderthal. You understand? A Cro-Magnon Neanderthal You know, who probably when he, closed down his radio, his podcast at night, crawl right back into the cave. You see what I'm saying? Who in the hell would take any advice or any interpretation from a Cro-Magnon Neanderthal? You see what I'm saying? Who is, is hurt because of his origin, and so he gonna try to destroy anybody's origin outside of his own. And Katt Williams, a pathetic little nigga that could get up there and don't know nothing about history. This nigga say he read all these books. Well, he ain't read no books in the African Senate community. That's got to be clear. You see, he ain't read no goddamn books in the African Senate community. And so, you know what? I was going to put some, and, I know that Joe Rogan and all that, and I don't want them trying to, block my video because I don't even, you could go and listen to it, but that's what it boils down to. You see, and I know Joe Rogan is a racist. I don't care if he is or if he ain't. You see what I'm saying? I know he don't look at our greatness and want to tell the truth. He don't want to do that. You see, he don't want to do that. And I'm not going to get into, just, the slides today, but it's quite evident that Africans did build a pyramid. See, if you ain't had nothing to do, see, the thing is what they didn't taught our people is that we didn't do shit. We ain't never did. Man, listen here. Let me tell y'all, I would get history books. You see, who is that? Joe Rogan? Is there a subtext to his comments about humans as animals? Yeah. I don't, you had to help me build on that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't fuck with none of them. You see what I'm saying? Bill Carson, none of them niggas. He's another one. You see, it is some it's a occult science out there. You see what I'm saying? But it ain't what they putting together a fallacy. You understand? All of what they doing is not to give African people credit for being the primordials of the planet. That's all that other shit is. A way to erase the magnificence of our history. That's it. And so they deal with if they could take it if they could place their people in Egypt, they would have did it. You see what I'm saying? They couldn't do it. How in the hell you gonna create a civilization in Africa before you create one in Europe? That don't make no goddamn sense. You see? And so they know good and goddamn well they didn't have nothing to do with it. So they will adopt the alien. But see, that just show you right there. If the white man really thought he had anything to do with the pyramid, he wouldn't play the alien card. You see how many of them play? You know what I'm saying? It's just like Greece and Rome. You see what I'm saying? They don't have to do that with Greece and Rome. You see, and even at the origins of that, they lie. You see, because when you get, those are just yesterday civilizations. The African had already established civilization on the continent of Europe before the Greek and the Roman. You see what I'm saying? But when you're talking about civilizations in Europe, Greece and Rome are the two earliest civilizations, and them motherfuckers don't show up until Egypt is so old and gray, and you understand, Egypt is on its way out before they even show up, period. Let's just be real about it. Egypt is on its way out when they coming in. So there is no contemporary. You understand? Greece and Rome are not contemporaries with Egypt, period. Egypt is over 10,000 years older than Greece and goddamn Rome. And that's a low number. That's a low number. See, I'm just talking about, but in Africa in totality is hundreds of thousands. We're talking about civilization. It's hundreds of thousands of years older than Greece and Rome. See, and because these niggas start and they start their history lessons and shit on Cartoon Network and shit and Yeah, you know, and you motherfuckers is into these mystical, magical things. And like I say, I go into all sciences, but I know the history. You see, I know the history. And when we, you know, and when you go and you deal with the architectural development, you see what I'm saying, and understand that. I mean, that wasn't the only pyramid that they built. You see what I'm saying? Khufu, they got pyramids all through there. You see, they failed many times. They didn't just, you know, many times you can see the development and you can see the failures too. You can see how they developed up. You see what I'm saying? And people have to understand that our people had been dealing with that type of science, architectural science, for, like I said, for over hundreds of thousands a year. See, that part of it has been erased. You see, that part has been erased. See, a lot of people don't understand, and I'm just giving you quick understanding. You see, and I'll show you another time. See, if you go up the river, when you go up the river and you deal with when you deal with like the Valley of the Kings, you see what I'm saying? You deal with like the Valley of the Queens, even Abu Simbel, you know, where you got the great temple of Ramesses II and his queen Nefertari II at Abu Simbel. See, they carve into the mountains. You see what I'm saying? When you understand the elevation of Africa, you see, and when you know, you got to understand that Egypt is at the end of the river, not the beginning of the river. It's at the end of the river. You see what I'm saying? And so, you know, when you go up the river, you see, when you go up the river into the interior of Africa, you got to understand that's the highlands. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot of mountains in them regions. Even when you look at Hatshepsut, and you know at what is it, Dar el Badari? It's Arab, but it's her funerary temple, Hatshepsut, and next to that temple would have been the temple of Mentuhotep II. You see, which would have been right next to it. They carved into the mountains. You see, and so you know when you look how deep that they were going down into the mountains. See, they was pulling out damn near as much stone as you see on them pyramids. That's how much stone they was removing out of some of them damn mountains. They carved down into them tombs. Some of them tombs was, you know, had 2 and 3 levels in them. You see what I'm saying? I actually went down. I've been in at least 4 or 5 of them. You understand what I'm saying? I went 3 years, and so you know they gave us an opportunity to go in 3. You couldn't go in all of them. You see, some of them they had blocked off. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you get down, you go through the shaft. You know, they got a shaft that you got to crawl down in there, and when you get down at the end of the shaft, man, when you get into the room where they buried the king, I swear to God, I say, how is this possible? You see, they had dug so much stone out the damn mountain. I mean, and when I'm saying that where the you know, one, I couldn't even believe it. It was like I cannot put it into words what I saw. But the room was, and this is not a room, this is a cavern. A cavern. Okay, this is a cavern. This is motherfucker is, you know what I'm saying? You could probably put, you know, you probably could put at least 1,000 people in this room comfortably. You see what I'm saying? Maybe 2. And when I got down in there, it was a sarcophagus sitting right in the middle of the damn cavern. You understand? I say, what? Man, it was mind blowing. So see, the thing is, what am I saying? See, we want to, because we see the pyramids and they already large, and a lot of people don't see anything as large until, you know, the Great Pyramids. People say, well, how and where do we look? See, a lot of that was that early architecture was in the mountains. You see what I'm saying? That's what, and believe me, they was pulling out tons of stone. You see what I'm saying? So they was working with that stone from an early age. When you go up in them, in the interior, you gonna see that a lot of them tombs is probably lost. And you go, even when you go into Aswan, you got what they call the tombs of the nobles, and they all in the cliffs. They in the cliffs. So the early work was done with the mountains. See, and so what happened is, let me work with y'all so y'all understand what I'm saying. What this nigga right here don't understand and never will understand. I spank that nigga. You see what I'm saying? Any one of them niggas out there that think I spank them. Nah, what you have to understand that what they call the interior of Africa, the Egyptians referred to it as the land of the gods and goddesses. Some of you guys in the Medunetta, they call it the Tanetaru. Okay, the Tanetaru, the lands of the gods and the goddesses. And so when you understand that, they look to that area in the interior of Africa as being an extension of heaven. You see, it was an extension of heaven that, Ethiopia, Uganda, Rwanda, all up in that area, Kenya, Mozambique, all in the interior. That's the Tanetaru. That's the land of the gods and the goddesses. And those mountains were looked at as an extension of heaven, because when you go to the pyramid of Khufu, you got his solar bark. You see his solar arc, and when he ascends, he's passed on, but he's going to spiritually ascend, and he's going to take to his ark, just like you see in many of the carvings in Dendera. You will see the gods on the ark. He is Ra now. He's take the person. He has become the deity Ra, and so he takes to his ark, and he sails up the Nile. Now, people got to understand that the Nile Valley Africans, not just the Egyptians, saw the Nile as flowing down from heaven, from the universe. Okay, so the Milky Way, you'll see many pictures where you will see the Milky Way, and it'll look like a river in the stars, and then it'll be coming down to earth, and it's still connected to the Nile, flowing down to Egypt. So the Nile River is flowing from heaven, you see, and the mountains are an extension of heaven. You see, this is the land of the gods and goddesses. So what they did in Egypt is they recreated heaven on earth. You see what I'm saying? They recreated heaven on earth. So the mountains that you see in the southern regions is what you see in the pyramids. When you see these motherfuckers talking about that, some goddamn aliens, and all of the sacred zoo types that you see connected to all the deities that motherfuckers want, are animals that exist right in Africa today. If they come from some goddamn wells, they gonna bring something with them. Let me explain y'all something. This is quick. I don't want to run out of time. So you will know where a motherfucker came from. They gonna bring something with them. Now, when you think about the Hellenistic period, okay, of when Alexander conquered, you feel what I'm saying? Yeah, when Alexander conquered, you see, they call it the Hellenistic period. And what happens is when you go to any area where he conquered, you know what you find? You find shit like Colosseums, and the Romans and shit. Wherever they went, they brought the Colosseums and things that you would find in Rome, you would find it in them cities where the Romans conquered. When you look at the statues, they look just like Greek statues and shit. You see what I'm saying? So when a motherfucker come from somewhere else, they gonna bring something with them from their homeland. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna bring something. When you think about India, when the Muslims conquered India, see, they didn't have them mosque-looking temples over there yet. They didn't have them mosques with the dome on them like the Taj Mahal. See, the Taj Mahal was built during what they call the Mughals, you see, which was the Muslims. You see what I'm saying? So you see that Islamic, and they got it from the Romans. You see what I'm saying? Because the Arabs, Muslims didn't have no architecture. They asses they was in tents. You see, they was in, they had animals and shit. And so they had to be able to break their architecture down and move with their animals. So they didn't have no buildings like that. You see what I'm saying? So the Muslim got the mosque from the Romans. That's one of the things that they got from the Romans was the Roman temple, which today they call the mosque. Okay, let's deal with that. So I can tell, well, I'm a master at this shit. I know, because you're gonna bring something with you. You see what I'm saying? That I can identify where you brought it from. You see what I'm saying? So if any motherfucker gonna say that they built a pyramid, show me one where the fuck you came from. Because this pyramid is at least 300,000-400,000 years of development. And when that pyramid was built, there was not a civilization in Europe for another damn 3,000 years. Okay? Another goddamn 3,000 years. So this is what you have to understand, that the pyramids that you see in Egypt is a recreation of the mountains in the interior, what they call the Ta-Netaru, which is the land of the gods and the goddesses. And so even when you come in the temples, you see, when you first come into the temples and you look, it'll be a lot of times it'll be colonnades, and that'll be just a room full of columns. And you look up at the top and you see like papyrus and, the papyrus columns and the lotus column. And when you understand that the temple, man, it's hard for me I need the time and shit. You see what I'm saying? I need the time. You got to understand that the temple in itself is a recreation of the heavens, but also understanding that the Nile Valley is laid out based on the constellations. You see, now, wait a minute. Let me show y'all something. Fuck this. Let me show you something so I can show you. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to give y'all something to work with today. I'm going to bless you. 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 Where that at? I think that's it right there. Okay, yep, let me see. I'm going to be in and out of this, though. I'm going to give y'all a little word. And I'm going to show y'all this so y'all can see this shit. I'm going to let y'all see this. And where's that other one at, though, that I want y'all to see? I might just pop. There you go, right there. Yeah. Let me pop some of this off. Just a little bit. I'm going to give y'all a little taste now. Y'all got, I'm going to give y'all a little taste. Give y'all a little taste now. Now we talking about the astronomical ceiling, cosmological ceiling of Dendera. And like I say, when you see here, you see Ra. He's on. And now this is, we have to look. And this is man, I cannot. It's so many things that I want to say that I need for you so you can get the full understanding that our heaven is in the southern hemisphere. This is very significant. A lot of people don't understand that when you talk about the Milky Way, that's to the south of Egypt. See, a lot of these motherfuckers trying to say is the heaven was in the southern hemisphere. You see, when you look at Nu and you see the arch, the Milky Way, that's in the southern hemisphere. Our ancestors knew that the black hole was the origin. This is the black hole is the womb of Nu. You see, they didn't look to the north, they didn't look to the east, they didn't look there. they looked to the south, and the river is so intricately developed. When you think of the science and spiritual philosophy of our ancestors, it's so intricately linked to the cosmology, the astronomy, and the Nile River. This is not a people that come from nowhere else. This is their holy land right here. You see what I'm saying? And so you see that rise on, and so that's what Khufu would have took the place of Ra. He would have sailed up the Nile. Here we go. Let me show y'all. He would have sailed up the Nile, as you see right here. You see? Let me blow it up for y'all. Let me take that out. And you can see that this is the Nile, and you can see how it becomes one with the Milky Way. You see what I'm saying? And this is where our ancestors would go to be born again. You're going into the black hole to be born again into the what we call heaven, to be one with the Holy Mother and Father Osiris and Isis. This is what it is. This was not a people coming from nowhere else. This is a people that's intricately linked to the whole of the Nile. And for them to understand that the Nile connected to the Milky Way, and that was one river, that the Nile River flowed from the constellations, from the galaxy down onto Earth, that means that they came from the interior of Africa. They had to know the whole of the river to make an assumption like that. They had to study them constellations and them stars in the southern hemisphere for hundreds of thousands of years to have this understanding. They knew about stars that only rose every goddamn 12,000 years. That means our people, who had that science, had been living in Africa for hundreds of thousands of years. This is not nobody that came from nowhere else. So anybody trying to make it, what these motherfuckers trying to do, in which, the Arabs and shit, they try to make it as if they Egyptians, like the Egyptians ain't never left Egypt, that they've been there for 100,000 years. I asked them, I say, do y'all believe in this, this evolution of man? Do you believe that all man can? And I say that for them, not for myself, because we are African. We only people that come from Africa is African people. And I say, well, did the Egyptians also descend from those so-called evolutionary Africans that started in the, okay, then what the fuck is you talking about? That mean that those Africans that had to be in Egypt before any motherfucker you see there today. This is just chronological sequence. You see what I'm saying? And so, but this is showing you that what you see in Egypt is a recreation of the South in stone. They didn't have it there. It was lush at one time. It's not lush no more. So they were trying to do. Now, this is what I wanted to show y'all. I don't want to get away from it. This motherfucker stacked. Now, if you look up in the, you'll see the mirror. You see, this is in Dendera. You will see the mirror that's up there showing you that the Nile Valley was a reflection of the heavens. You see what I'm saying? The sacred real water that going through Goddess Nut is the Nile on earth. And you're going to see that every temple in Egypt, every pyramid, every temple from Egypt to Nubia, all the way down to Great Zimbabwe, Adam's Clock in South Africa, all of that, you see, was aligned to sacred stars and constellations in heaven. So that's where you get the mirror. You see what I'm saying? That the Nile Valley is a reflection, a mirror image of the heavens. And so, as they say, as above, so below, on earth as it is in heaven. That's what Jesus, that's allegory. On earth as it is in heaven. Y'all better wake up. They trying to lie to you. They trying to lie to you. The God can't let them do that. You see what I'm saying? The God cannot let them do that. You feel me? And that was just quick, family. Just quick. Yeah, just quick. I can go deeper, but I had to you know, and let y'all know the ancient Egyptians had mirrors. You see what I'm saying? So it is a mirror. You see what I'm saying? It's showing you, and when you see that eye of Hey Ru, that eye of Ra, that's us. You see what I'm saying? When you look in that mirror and you see God, and when you look in the mirror, you see that it's you. You feel what I'm saying? All right, family, don't you go nowhere. This is the General Sarah Soon said. He's saying, hey, click some of them links, family, support the general, arm yourself with knowledge, bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education is going down March 17th. We got the live stream. Please hit it up. Black Illuminati rituals. You can be in one yourself right there watching TV and you don't even know you're a part of the ritual. Wake up. Black power.